It's been... God damn it, Momo! My immersion!
Sorry, I said a funny.
The way that Momo said that with enough time, and then it just took Tracy a second to process what was that.
You've ruined my immersion! Without further ado.
It wasn't me this time. It wasn't
usually
me.
It's Chris that breaks my immersion. Okay. It's been 1 month since the events on the boat, since the attack. The news cycles had their fun with what took place on the boat when it first happened. While there was an investigation, there were no arrests, nor were there any charges for the events that took place. The news outlets in favor of the Lysanders shared that this was a deliberate attack and are calling for further investigation, as right now no one has been named for the attack. But on the other hand, the outlets against the Lysanders say it must have been a careless mistake, reckless mistake by one of the rich attendees of the event, speculating that perhaps a cigar left unchecked, igniting into a full blaze. The stories on either side made their rounds. However, of course, the Lysanders know the truth of what happened that night. And it didn't take long for the Camarilla to also learn the truth. Sheriff Damien of Chicago visited you all and questioned. You shared the details of what happened. And Prince Kevin Jackson, he does not take hunter attacks lightly and has called for all kindred to keep a much lower profile than they would, to lay low for the time being, while the Camarilla tries to get things sorted among this attack. Use of technology is no longer a slap on the wrist if you're caught, but a full-blown capital offense. Blood hunts called on those who are found drawing more attention to themselves, if more than needed. A full lockdown of sorts while things are sorted out, of course. Thank you to whomsoever sent that donation. This
For the
lockdown...
family. Sorry.
Yes. This lockdown is more of a precautionary measure, as not to be too alarmed, but of course the Camarilla says that they will have things taken care of. But any additional hunter activity cited by any kindred should be reported to the prince immediately. But in this month, Lysanders, the 4 of you, it's been quiet. It was a terrifying moment for all of you. You've faced your beast before in different ways. But the raw fear that you felt that night, it stayed with you. That fire, that blaze, if it had touched your dead flesh, you would be turned to dust, and everything would be over for good. It was very close. Dorian, you think about that person. They grabbed your sister. She could have been gone. It was heavy, and you all have been following the Camarilla's orders for the most part. You've been laying low. As a matter of fact, it's been nights and days where you haven't even been staying at your usual spots. You've been moving around. The company, Dorian, your company, Vital Medical Group, it did see a bit of... There were, of course, some adverse effects to the attack and the press that came following that, as it was a Vital Medical Group event. And then following that, a recall of apexinol from the shelves put things from an upward trend to a bit of a downward trend. But you have hopes that this won't completely damage the company. It's just a bit of a setback for some time. You've been reporting to the office a bit more scarcely than normal, attending to whatever matters you need to remotely. Silas, you've been not reporting to work at Rush Medical as much, calling in more sick days than normal, which is understandable. They know what happened. They know you were there. They know that your family is shaken up, and spending time with your family after such a scary event, they give you the time and the space that you need. Val, Willow, you also have been laying low, staying at different apartments, moving around, and keeping quiet. The four of you return to see each other again. You still see each other every once in a while since things have happened. But everybody, it's been kind of a lot. So you all have kind of kept your space and kept your distance. There's one place that's a bit off the grid for the Lysanders. A suburban home that was purchased that you all kind of view as a safe house, as it's not a place where paparazzi have found themselves hunting out as the Lysander vacation home or one of the many Lysander homes. You've managed to keep this one quite a bit off the grid. So you find yourselves back at this safe house, reunited as a coterie after some time, knowing that at least you can feel some level of safety here. What would the four of you like to do?
Is it like beginning of the night, early night?
I would say this is early in the night.
Okay. Dorian, how have you decorated this home? Very important.
How have I decorated? Well, I certainly.
I assume
didn't
you're the one who
decorate it.
purchased. I assume you're the one who purchased it.
Yeah, I would have had someone just furnish it with whatever made sense. But there'd probably be, I assume we would have stocked it with blood bags or, something,
Okay.
some kind of supplies and stuff like that. But I imagine it's pretty standard, like all the other houses on the block. It wouldn't stand out if somebody were to come in.
In this month, have we been able to keep any sort of correspondence with one another, or is the attack like the last time we spoke?
You have kept correspondence, though I would say it's been minimal. It's only when you find yourselves passing each other's homes, like say there's one place that you guys stayed at the same night, maybe you ran into Val one night. It's kind of more like passing ships in the night that you've seen each other.
Well, it's good to see you all safe and sound.
Good
Well,
to see you.
it is a total lockdown, right?
Exactly. I
Do you know how
assume
long
everyone's.
these last?
Oh. Do I know how long these last?
Yeah.
Until it's safe.
Well, how long is that?
That's a very good question.
Why can't they just find these people and kill them?
What's the chantry saying?
Nothing really. I mean, we spoke to. Apologies. What's the sheriff? Not the. Yeah. What's the sheriff's name again? Damien.
Damien?
Damien.
Yeah.
After we spoke to Damien, nothing's really come from it. I've just been keeping my head low, burning through PTO as it is. I wonder if I can change it to bereavement. I'll have
Does
to
it
talk
really
to
matter?
HR about that. It does matter, Willow. Yes, it does.
I don't think they're gonna fire you.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter that, but I do like keeping up an appearance.
Right.
Doesn't anyone think it'd be easier if we were just not hidden away? We are the targets, right?
You want us to be
Oh.
goats on stakes.
Like bait!
I mean, I guess if you want to put it that way, I think it's more predatory stance to show ourselves in the open. Call them to us.
We were just attacked by terrorists, Val.
Yes, but if we have protection, if we're prepared.
We obviously saw that our protection is inadequate.
That hardly counts. We didn't know what was happening.
Dorian, what do we pay security for?
Yeah, clearly they didn't do anything.
Yeah, that is a good question. Oh, I know one thing. I got a bigger gun. And Dorian shows you that his gun is, in fact, bigger.
Stay strapped,
Jesus
brother.
Christ.
He stayed strapped. He went down to the gun store.
You know how to handle that much.
Well, I think, yeah, I'd say so. All of you are here because of that.
I
Nope.
meant perhaps if we had help of the kindred type, not just our usual security guards. They want this issue dealt with as much as we do. We're all stuck down low right now.
It feels crazy that we haven't heard anything, right? There's been no sign of them.
I mean, they're obviously trained, correct? They knew where to
I
attack.
assume.
I mean, the things I felt when I saw that fire. I've never felt that way.
Are you three okay? Do Kindred have, like, a therapist or something?
Hey, Dorian, have you ever met our dad? There's not enough therapy in the world for our lives.
Yeah.
Val's right. I mean, look. I'd be incorrect to say there's definitely some trauma from this experience. I'm okay.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah. So now it brings me to the important question. How did they find us? The elephant in the room.
Has anyone spoken to Dad?
No.
You don't think he would kill us, right?
Hmm.
I don't think he wouldn't
No.
speak to...
I think he'd find a better way if he was going to. Why would he go through them?
And he's a businessman, and we're investments to him.
True.
I think he's too elitist to go through them, honestly, the hunters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if we are to believe what we've been told, we are the last Lysanders.
True. Well, Dorian has kids.
Well, that is true.
We're not, actually.
Wait, Dorian, are they okay? Have you been checking in on them?
Yeah. Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
They're safe.
I'm
And
just
Dorian would have extra protection, I guess, for them too.
good.
Yeah.
I'm just mad. I mean, yeah, it was scary in the moment, but the fact that they get to come for us, for Willow, and we are the ones who have to hide as a result of that.
I really don't like it.
So,
Stupid.
again, I don't mean to be brash, but who fucked up?
What? Word about parties gets around. It's not like people don't talk. It couldn't have been anyone.
They infiltrated our security, right?
From what Willow told me through her vision, yes.
Yeah. It was, pretty sudden, too. I mean, how long has this party even been planned for? We'd have to go through everyone who had an invite, and even then, word of mouth. But, I mean...
You don't think Caden would do something like this? Do you?
That also doesn't seem like him. Right?
I don't think this was Kindred doing, if I'm being honest. The ramifications are too big.
Agreed.
I think one of us slipped. That's what I think. Someone talked. Someone did something they weren't supposed to. And word got out. This was targeted. This wasn't some...
Well, there's not a lot of people that Kindred... Like, if this isn't Kindred, who else is targeting us? And I can only think of one other group that's had any type of interaction with us.
The Garu.
Yeah. Garu?
Every time we've interacted with them, we've been a hair away from violence. They've made no secret about hating us. I mean, I don't see where else this points. So,
But
if we're going to say which one of us slipped, who's been talking to them recently?
I haven't talked to them in months.
Willow?
I also haven't. I would argue I've never... the only person I told about this party was Adder. That's it.
It's also very convenient that he was busy on said night, wasn't it?
Yes, but I knew he was going to be busy. Look, I understand, which is why we should probably look into it. But as you said yourself, it makes no sense. I'm
That doesn't
actively
track that-
helping them.
They hate the Garu. Those anarchs. They would never work with them.
They may dislike the Camarilla, but I think they dislike the Garu more.
Correct.
And arguably hunters more, too.
Storyteller, in this month, what could we, like, the term Second Inquisition is probably pretty foreign to us, right?
Yeah, you've heard the term said amongst your fellow kindred. you don't know where the term originated or anything like that, but you can assume that means hunters.
Would I know more because of Vienna?
Yes, if you've studied up on Vienna, as you said you have, then yes, you would know that. You would know more about what the Second Inquisition are.
Got it. You guys don't understand. These people that attacked us, they attack everything like us. Garu, kindred. So the Garu sticking their necks out and
Makes no sense.
trying to point fingers, they're literally painting a target on their own back.
So you're just saying this was just gonna happen?
So then you
Yes.
think
That doesn't really.
they figured it
leave
out
us-
on their own?
I think there's two things, and they kind of fold into each other. Somebody revealed something, whether it was one of us or someone we're close to. This was an attack on the Lysanders.
Isn't everything?
But Silas, that's what I'm getting at. If this was an attack on us, then there's a motive.
Yes, our deaths.
Yeah, but why did the hunters choose us?
How do they benefit?
That's
mean-
why I'm thinking there's Garu involvement. If we can rule out kindred, if we're confident that no kindred would work with the likes of them, where else does that leave us? Because if it's just random chance, if these hunters just came for us and it was our day, I mean, what are we doing here? There's nothing we can do, and we're just biding time.
Maybe there's nothing we can do.
There's always something we can do. I can't actually be the only one has any hope, right? It's not really my role in the family.
For the fire frenzy, after we
Yes.
failed our roll, can you tell us more about, like, would we remember? Like, for example, would Dorian remember the person on our boat's face? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or is it
I would
just like
say-
see red, forget who was on the boat? Like, what, like, if we did, like,
I didn't frenzy. I think I resisted.
correct, you
yes.
didn't, yeah. But
Yeah.
for the others, I'm saying.
For you guys, probably see red. Just, I don't think you and Val would have saw who the person was. Willow might have, because she got grappled by them.
Got it.
Vaguely, but Dorian definitely remembers their face.
Did you see anything? Dorian, do you remember what they look like?
I could pick them out of a lineup. I'm not gonna forget that ugly face.
Be offended.
I mean, we have Green Berets, special ops people on our payroll. Did they find a body on the boat?
Oh, sure. Surely we have surveillance footage.
A
No?
nice enough boat, there should be.
I mean, there was important enough people on it that there should be.
But it sunk, so whether that's recoverable
Yeah,
or
but that
not,
stuff's not. It's 2024, right? Is that the year?
it is.
Yeah, it is.
2024.
Okay.
You would know.
There's
What about the
you-
cloud?
You would
And
know
what
from
about
the
people's phones and-
from the police investigation that took. There wasn't like a full blown like investigation. They had the footage. They reviewed it, and how convenient that something happened to some of the footage toward the end. Perhaps damage from the fire that it can't. It shows some of what happened, but there's no identifiable individuals in the arson or anything like that.
Okay.
But you could describe them, Dorian. I remember bits and pieces of them, but I assume you can remember them better.
And do you think you could help?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, maybe if I...
He was pretty much in my face.
I don't know, would we get a police sketch artist
No,
to come in?
not police.
have Willow.
Keep it,
I could
keep it
do it
private.
for you.
Yes.
True, right.
I
Well, I mean, if
can
you
draw
saw
what I
him too, like,
recall.
you could draw what you remember, and I'll fill in the details as I remember.
Machiavelli remembers he tore his neck out.
I mean, I guess that'll be something. At least you'll know who to look for.
Yeah.
If you see him.
Willow, actually, when you say Machiavelli, you look down and you see in your bag on your side Machiavelli's little head sticking out, and you see he has something in his mouth.
Ooh!
And you hadn't noticed,
This
like,
goat.
you saw him earlier and he didn't have it. It looks like it's actually been in there for a little while and he was just keeping it. And it looks a little like chewed on the side, like he was chewing at it. When you look, it looks like a letter
What do you have?
that he chewed on.
I'm gonna take it from. Can I have it?
He lets go of the
All right.
letter.
All right.
And you look at the letter and you can tell it doesn't have a fancy wax seal like with a KB on it, or it's not anything super fancy. It looks it looks nice, but I would say you can tell from your kind of instinct at looking at this letter that it's from somebody you care about. It's from Adder. You and Adder have not been talking via phone as much.
Well, yeah, we don't want to be killed.
as after the incident, you haven't been talking as much via your normal communications. So he's decided to send you something a bit more of the traditional Camarilla route, which he doesn't normally do, and write a letter.
Yeah, he wrote a letter. Interesting. What does it say?
I will read it.
Okay.
Because, yes, it's also on screen, but I will read it out for everybody. Hey, Spiral Eyes. I heard about the attack on your boat, and I was so worried. I hope you and your family are safe. If there's anything I can do, find you a place to stay, get you food, or just be with you for a while, I'll be there. I was so angry when I heard that I've been tracking down hunters and making sure they can't hurt you anymore. Eternally yours, Adder. P.S. This ring should help you hide if you need to.
Oh my god.
I did not do reading that justice. And I actually thought it was really cute. I didn't write it, by the way. Josh did write this. Bless his heart. I was like, "Can you please write a letter?" And the Hey Spiral Eyes got me all like, "Oh my god!"
He said, "I've been hunting hunters for you, honey. They'll never touch you again."
And
oh
then
my god!
You look in the envelope and you see a small ring, and it looks like kind of unusually glassy stone ring with holes in it. And I actually have a picture. Oh no, where'd my picture go a bit? I'll post it in the Discord for everybody to see. You see a ring. And here, I'll post it. I'll put a spoiler tag in the Discord. If anybody wants to see, discord.gg/magirpg. I'm going to post it in the World of Darkness Discord.
Me going to look. I need to see my ring.
It looks like that. And this ring, Silas, if you take a quick glance, it looks like a very interesting ring. It's looks like a witch stone ring. And you're not able to discern immediately what it is, but you could tell that there's some sort of magical property to this ring.
He's looking at it like a... Is this okay to put on? Is this safe?
What I know?
If you would like to take a further look at it, you could.
Yeah, sure.
You hand it to him.
Yeah.
You roll me a intelligence and occult, Silas.
Okay, give me 1 second. Help if I had Demiplane open.
Yeah, I have heard you need that.
Yeah. Sorry,
I've heard that
what was it again?
Intelligence and occult.
Don't mind if I do.
Which I know you have like 7 dice in.
Only 3 successes.
Okay. You taking a look at this, I'm trying to think what you would discern with 3 successes. This stone ring, it looks like it's made of some sort of stone that might be washed up from like a beach. And just kind of digging into your little brain there, thinking about what kind of like stones you'd find on beaches and stuff, you know that there's some folklore where there is rings made from petrified serpent saliva that supposedly allow users to turn invisible or see invisible beings.
This is very nice, Willow.
Does it do exactly what he says in the?
It does. It can also allow you to see invisible beings. Correct? That's what you said?
Yeah, that's at least what they say in the folklore. You're not sure if it completely translates over to whatever the properties of this ring are, but that's like the mythos of it.
Whoa.
But it should, if I was to say, assist you in certain obfuscating properties, yes.
You will put it on.
You wear it, and you do think about some of your obfuscating properties, and you feel like this will be able to help you when you are trying to be unseen.
I see. Well, I have no idea how Machiavelli got this. He must have slipped out at some point. Or you've been meeting up with Monty without me.
You see a look of guilt in his eyes when you say that.
Machiavelli's been hanging out! Not fair. Well, anyway, the point, right. Apparently he's hunting hunters and finding them. Maybe we should ask him where they're at.
He's hunting hunters.
Yeah, that sounds.
She'll pass the note. You can read it.
Maybe he's hunting like, littler ones, like small, like less strong ones.
You haven't spent a lot of time around him, have you?
I don't know. That guy was crazy.
You know what his clan is, right?
No.
I assume he's a Bruja or a gangrel.
He's a Bruja, yeah.
He fits the type.
I think he's having just a fine time hunting down some mortals.
Got it.
Right, but he clearly doesn't have any of the information that we need, or he would have included it, right?
Well, I don't think it'd be very smart to put it in a note.
I think he would tell you he knows something, though.
Well, maybe I'll have him send back a little note. We'll see.
Yeah, can we meet up with him?
Can see if he's... Maybe he's found something.
Absolutely not.
Not here, not at the safe house. I meant
He'll get in
somewhere else.
contact with you, however he got you that letter.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Machiavelli off with it.
Yeah.
And then we can exchange letters. We're not meeting up with someone that's actively hunting hunters.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be
Kinda cool.
a lot safer if the guy that's hunting the hunters was
Yeah.
with us. I feel
Yeah,
like
we're
that
being
might
actively
be...
hunted by hunters. That seems
Yeah.
It
like
would
a
be
good
nice if
pair.
he were around, yeah.
If Adder's that strong, like, you know, we probably should have been a lot nicer to him, you know.
Or the next letter Willow's gonna get is an apology letter from Anita.
Let's not say that, okay?
Am I wrong?
No! I would like you to be, though. I'm gonna write him back. Real quick. And then I'll have Machiavelli send it. And I'll see if he knows anything. Yeah. Me trying to think about what I'm actually gonna say. I can just ask him if... I mean, even if he hasn't found the specific ones... I mean... Maybe he's let them talk long enough? Live long enough to say something? Learn something? Or maybe can tell us a little bit more about how to actually... fight them.
Honestly, I'll take anything at this point. We're just moving from house to house. We don't get to hear anything that's going on out there.
Yeah, so at the very least we can know what's going on out there.
Can we
And
meet
I think it's...
somewhere? Yeah, so
I think it's the wrong choice. But I'm not leaving you three to fend for yourselves.
Okay. Well, I'll ask, how about I leave it in his hands. If he thinks, he's the one who's out there, if he thinks it's safe enough for us to meet somewhere, then he can say.
we can always get a room at the Succubus Club. There are private places there.
It would be nice to go out a little bit too.
I didn't mean like that, even though that does sound
No.
really nice.
No, we're
but
trying to be good. We gotta...
I meant we can be low-key there, or whatever they want from us.
Yeah, it's a safe place.
I just wouldn't want to linger. Haven't lingered there too long on the
I'm gonna
month.
stop being the older brother because it's getting exhausting.
Look, I'm just... You can watch me write this note.
No, I trust you. I trust you.
Okay, okay. I don't want to die, okay? I'm gonna do what it takes to not die.
You
Actively.
already did, though.
Yeah, so what's the second time? There we go. Dying's easy. We've already done that before. I don't want to do it again. Yeah, I'll just ask him if he's learned anything in his escapades, and if it's safe enough to meet. And if he thinks it's safe enough, then we'll meet up. If not, then we won't. And he can just... I can specify that we really want to know if he's learned anything. No matter how small it is. I mean, anything helps at this point.
There's no way you can write it in code, could you?
I don't know if I could do this, but I have an idea.
Okay.
Can I use... What if I made a premonition for him? Can I send a message that way?
Send a premonition.
Like, can I say what I want to say, but kind of... He's not Malkavian, but... Like... my thinking is, consider I'm blending powers. You know how you can use dementation to push your certain brand of insanity onto someone?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Using that to push a premonition onto him. That says what I want to say. I know it's a stretch, and it's
a
all
message
right.
through insanity. I'm just gonna make you a little insane, and
Honey, I'm gonna make you a little insane.
And when you hear the voices, listen to that message. That's from me.
I'm just gonna send some voices his way.
It would be tough. There's another discipline. Shit, my mic. There's another discipline in the Auspex variety called Share the Senses, which technically it's somebody shares it with you, but I would reverse it and say that you could share it with them, but that would be something you'd have to pick up as a discipline.
I do not have that.
Yes. Maybe on the opposite, like maybe something obfuscating, you might be able to write your message and kind of obfuscate it. I would say that might be more possible.
Okay.
Over the Auspex side of it.
Then I will... I think I will do that then.
Okay. I would say this is like a Cloak of Shadows type of roll. Okay. Just roll me your roll for that, which I think is obfuscate, and no, that was free actually. I would roll me just your unseen passage, which is also doesn't require any rolls.
Also free.
God damn it. Okay, roll me just a intelligence and obfuscate.
Okay.
Intelligence, yeah, intelligence and obfuscate. Just to see if you're able to hide your words.
Why did that happen that way? What does that mean? What does that mean? 1 minute. Demiplane. Give me what I want. I'll just do it manually. I know it's 4. Success 2. I got 2.
2 successes. Yes, I would say you're able to make some of this letter that you're writing encrypted in some way.
Okay.
Maybe not the whole message, but at least some of it.
Maybe like every other word or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Neat. I will show it to the class, show it to the group.
Sorry, that was me, Tracy. If you're like,
I know, I was like,
my bad.
who's taking my account?
Yeah, my bad.
That's fine.
Who's doing this? She'll pass the letter around to make sure that it's, good for everyone.
Thumbs up.
There's some sweet... I'll write the letter eventually. I'll give you the real words.
I know
later.
I know you will.
I'll put it in the Discord for those who wish to see it. But the gist is essentially, I hope you are safe. Please be safe. Have you learned anything when hunting these hunters? We'd like to meet up if we could to discuss this further. Is it safe enough to do so? And then that's it. And then she will fold it up, which everybody's good with that, and hand it to Machiavelli. If you go give this to Monty, I will buy you the fanciest cheese you can pick out in that downtown market.
You see his whiskers twitch, and he does a very quick about face, and you all watch Machiavelli fly from Willow's bag toward the door, a good, 5-foot jump.
He said, the fanciest cheese? The fanciest?
You guys have never seen, Val has seen this, but Dorian and Silas, Dorian, I guess you saw this also on the boat. But
Saw him fucking jump and fly at that fucking hunter.
Silas,
is
it's your first time seeing
normal?
Machiavelli jump.
Yeah, he does that.
He does that now.
He can just jump like that now.
Yeah, he did it at that hunter. At his throat.
Yep.
That's why Dorian was able to get a shot in.
Me and that rat make a good team.
Yeah. Well, he's really motivated when you talk about the breeze that you'll buy him downtown. It's his favorite.
Good to know.
With a little bit of blueberry in it.
This rat will never want for cheese again, that's for sure.
Oh, no. As he shouldn't. He's doing a lot of work.
So what, now we just keep staying low until we hear back from him?
I guess so.
If that's all we can do, I guess.
It's the only outside contact I have. I'm sorry. Unless you have other ideas?
I don't think so.
So do you all just remain laying low for this evening after reconvening? Or is there any other things that you want to discuss or any other plans that you want to have?
Because we haven't been staying here. We've all been separate, so...
No, you've all been pretty separate.
Which is probably safer. I don't want to do this tonight necessarily. Probably I wouldn't want to track any trails or anything after I've just been with the family, but either over the last month or in the time that we're waiting for the response, I would just want to check in. And this doesn't have to be roleplay, it could be whatever, but I would want to check in with Annabelle and with Thea if I can. I just want to know where they've been at the last month, that they're good, and if they have any rumors or information that I don't have.
You do check in with Annabelle and Thea. You haven't heard from Thea, but you actually do also get a letter from your sire, Annabelle. Everybody corresponds in letters. And she does write to you that she would like to meet to discuss some things about your family that she thinks is of the utmost importance.
Oh, that's convenient. I'd like to talk to her about that too. I haven't heard from Thea or Thea. Now I'm forgetting. It's been a month.
I
feel like we say both.
Yeah, it's probably either Thea. So Thea, I guess. Yeah.
Which one does she want us to call her?
I would say Thea.
Okay. I haven't heard from her at all in the last month. I haven't seen her or heard from her anywhere.
No, and you haven't even seen her at the club.
Cool. Can you remind me what the last? Did she leave the boat? No, she was still there when
She was with you guys
Yeah,
at the
she
end.
jumped off with us.
She
Also
jumped
pretty
off with us.
shaken.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
she's just been laying low too, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then if nothing else happens, then I guess that would be my next evening would be to meet up with Annabelle.
Anything else any of you would like to do? Once you, I would say yes, once you kind of all split up the next evening, I'd say for this evening, you all kind of just hang out for the rest of the night, probably rest here at the safe house, and then you will all split up and make your way to various places that you'd like to go. Val would like to visit Annabelle. What would the rest of you like to do in the following evening?
I need to go back to the Chantry.
Okay, you would go back to the Chantry. It's been a while. You haven't been there. You show up every once in a while, but you haven't been there for like a long period of time in a while. Dorian and Willow, is there anything either of you? And if you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna chill and that's also fine. You don't have to specifically do something.
I would like to, because I forgot I can do this. I think I would like to lay low, but while I am laying low, I would like to consult the web if I could.
Okay.
That is the channel, the news channel for me to see maybe while I'm waiting on this letter, see if there's anything else that's being whispered about. Kindred and hunters and anything, you know.
Okay.
Relevant info.
Okay. And Dorian, what about you?
Dorian would just be trying to sneak time to see his family. He doesn't want to spend too much time there, but he's been, you know, staying at various places around the city, laying low, and then going home every few days. So
Okay.
probably just going to do that again.
Okay. So for this evening, you all spend time together, look around this house that you have, perhaps maybe move furniture, redecorate, just spend a bit of family time as you're kind of stuck here for the night. Maybe pull out a board game. I was just thinking that. Yes, there's like Monopoly.
It's just us playing Monopoly.
and actually, you guys are pretty. You're rich, freaking. Or rich family, so like you guys are like, oh, Monopoly, and it's like very cutthroat.
Oh, definitely. We're a real estate family. Of course we're into Monopoly.
And yeah, it's, you know what? I'm gonna have you all roll to see who.
Oh, man.
Do we have a
This is important.
Or is there like
Can
a
I use
Chicago version?
inspiration?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Monopoly Chicago version. Yes. So okay.
What about the vampire version?
Oh, I just bought Toreador Place.
Toreador Place.
Oh, you landed on the succubus room. You owe me $300.
$300 now.
Okay, what is a good attribute and skill for
Let's look.
the ruthlessness of Monopoly?
I think manipulation is important. I think you can
I
manipulate.
think intelligence.
Persuasion?
Persuasion.
It's a political game. Wait, can we play Catan instead?
No, not in this house.
Would Dorian
We're buying
maybe
properties.
try and
Catan's more-
compel someone to sell him a property?
Bitch! The fuck you will!
You'll give me a good price on this.
Or else.
Unswayable mind, baby. Get out of here.
Yeah, I
I
probably
would
tried it
say-
on Val and it didn't work.
I would say, I don't know if it's intelligence based. I think it's manipulation based. Manipulation.
Can we choose either one?
Yeah, you know what? I will let you guys roll based on how you feel. And don't roll intelligence medicine or something like that, okay? Okay,
Damn
don't roll.
it.
Be honest.
Is charisma an
I will tell you what I roll.
Yes, yeah. Tell me what you roll. Be honest, and roll based on how you think your character would play. Would they be cutthroat? Would they be like playing the long game? I don't know if you can play the long. I guess you can play the long game in Monopoly. Like I'm gonna wait for the railroads, and the railroads. Oof, take $200 from everybody. Oh, that shit sucks. So. Tell me what you're gonna roll, and we'll see who wins. Who gets
It's forever gonna change my relationship with my
There is.
I will roll manipulation persuasion.
Okay.
That is what I will roll.
All right.
me. Do I use willpower for this before I even roll? I'm already thinking about it.
Wait, can we roll? Can it be 2 attributes, or does it have to be 1 attribute, 1 skill?
It could be 2 attributes. I would allow that.
So I could do manipulation charisma.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, that's what I want
to
to do.
Okay, you could do that. I will allow 2 attributes.
Because it is, you're doing a variety of things within each of these
That's
attributes.
fair.
You're
Okay,
doing
that's what I'm gonna do.
different-
I'm gonna roll it. I'm rolling. 4 successes.
I also got 4 successes in charisma.
Okay.
manipulation.
4 successes for the sisters.
I know, are you saying what Val is doing?
I'm gonna use a willpower.
Oh,
Okay, you
Wait,
I'll
can
roll another.
remind me.
You can spend a willpower if you would like. If you feel it's worthy for this roll,
5 successes.
That just lets you reroll.
you
The
can
whole
reroll up to 3 dice.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, is there a way for it to let me do that?
I think if you click, there should be like a willpower reroll on Demiplane.
There
on
is,
the
yeah,
little-
and then you select the ones you want to reroll, and you can't re-roll hunger
I just
die.
rerolled 1. I just
Wait, where
rerolled
is
1 die.
Where is the reroll? Oh, reroll. I see. Oh.
Okay, so Willow's reroll is 5 successes.
Yes.
Do you have to use 1 willpower per dice? or
Per
you do it-
die,
Okay.
right?
1 willpower for 3 dice.
Oh, so you get to reroll 3.
Yes, up to 3.
I only did 1.
But they
Oh,
but they can't be hunger dice, basically. So any of the regular dice you can re-roll up to 3.
So I rolled charisma subterfuge.
Okay.
and
He's lying.
I'm outright cheating this game.
Okay.
He's fucking cheating!
He's
yeah,
the banker, and he's like
He's
hoarding money for
yeah, he's
himself.
pocketing hundreds.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
slipping that
So
note.
I rolled. Oh, and I have impeccable lies as a specialty. So,
Oh my god. You fucking Ventrue.
So I have also 5 successes.
Okay,
Uh,
5.
I rolled wits and intelligence
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that's up Silas's alley.
I see that.
I rolled 7 successes.
Oh my
Wait,
god!
House!
Do
All
you
right,
want to know what my reroll was?
Val,
Yes.
Is
let's
it
go.
7?
Let's go. What'd you roll?
9 successes.
Oh my!
Oh my god!
Okay. So
There was some crits in there.
any messy crits?
I don't think so. Does it say
Oh,
that
she
it's
started
gonna
throwing shit.
If you have a 10 on the Ankh die, I think it's the hunger die.
Yes.
be- Yeah.
It should be 2 10s on the
Because I
Ankh
rolled.
dice.
I only had
Red
7
ones.
dice, but I got 9 successes. Is that right? Maybe that's right.
That would be a yeah. So you definitely rolled a crit.
Crit.
But if the red dice, if you see the little fangs on them,
I only had one of those.
only on one of them. Okay, so that should not be a messy crit.
Correct. You-
Okay.
So beastie, messy crit is 10 on the hunger die while
That's
succeeding.
so fucking funny.
I want you to know my technique. It's one that
Imagine
I use
we like
sometimes
lose
in
it
real
playing
What
life.
did you do?
Monopoly.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
the
Let's hear
beast
it.
comes out while we're playing.
I am playing everyone by like being super quiet, and like then if anybody does anything mean to me, especially the boys, I'm like, why would you do that? Like I'm in last place. Like what?
I'm
in last
place. And then no, everyone just
You're
keeps
guilting us.
and especially I'm serious. It's super easy to turn like Dorian and Silas against each other, so that's definitely a tactic.
I only have $500. Can I pay you like next turn?
You
Sure,
only
Val.
have $500.
How am I gonna feed my kids?
This isn't life, Val.
Val, there's no kids in this game.
My business is owned by somebody who has kids.
All right, just
You didn't make a
ju-
story for yours?
just for shits and giggles.
Val came up with a story.
Just
I
for
have a
shits and
Val?
giggles. I want
Yeah.
Oh
to.
my god.
You do end up victorious.
Congrats.
Out of all of your siblings. However, I was wrong. You did roll a messy crit.
Oh!
And so at the end,
The way
when your
she got-
siblings, your siblings are arguing with you at the end, and
Of course.
it stirs something in you for a minute, and the beast kind of just gets a little angry at this in this moment, and they are not accepting your win. for any reasons excuses that they come up with, but you won this fair and square. You're pretty sure Dorian cheated. And that actually
got no proof.
That infuriates you. You take the board and you flip it in Dorian's face.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm done. This is why we need to go out. I'm sick of hiding.
And you see all the Monopoly pieces, Dorian, fly in your face. The thimble hits your eye, and
I got thimbled.
Just a momentary rage from your sister that you haven't normally seen her lose control like that.
Damn, Val. All right.
What? Is this supposed to be fun?
I was stacking the houses and you knocked them over.
She's like gripping the table, which she is standing up in front of her chair at now.
Ooh, Dorian, it looks like
maybe we should go get a drink.
It looks like you
Mm.
burst a blood vessel in your eye.
Well, okay. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm
fix
sorry.
itself.
I just... You remember what used to happen when we would play this when we were younger?
Yeah. Actually, this is
know.
probably one of the less violent reactions.
Yeah, I don't know why we thought this was gonna go better this time.
This game
especially after we've been trapped
sucks.
inside for a month.
This is a fucking awful game. Yeah.
It's the worst. Why do people play this? Sorry, Willow. I'm sorry I messed up your towers. Honestly, it was way more impressive than the whole game.
It's okay. I drew you something on the back of the Monopoly money while you guys were playing.
She's just been drawing on the back of the fucking money. It's
Vandalism.
It's just a little picture of you holding Machiavelli. Like this.
Oh, this is the best prize ever.
It's on a little Monopoly money.
Sorry.
And this is why they play.
I feel better now.
That's kind of poetic, Willow. You should put that in your gallery. Almost like the desecration of money, but it's Monopoly money.
This money is fake.
Wait a second.
I'll make you another.
I give it back. I'm like, no. Just put my name on the little plaque. So
Okay, in dedication too.
Yeah.
In dedication.
That's all I ask.
Yeah.
I'll come see it at the gallery. That's fine. You don't even have to make another.
Yeah, we'll get
You
a
know,
picture
once
of you
we're-
next to it.
Once we're allowed to, that is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But
well,
we're
this was
playing
fun.
Boggle next time.
Boggle? I love Boggle.
I have to head to the chantry.
All right, let's roll again. Just kidding. How about we play beer pong, guys? Just kidding.
You can all stay here. I have important work to go finish.
And just like that, the night ends for our Lysander siblings, who, almost ironically, playing a game about buying properties, using pretend money, Monopoly money. It's all fake, right? But in some ways, for the Lysanders, real money is like that too. It's a non-issue, not something they have to ever really worry about. Spend all the money they need, buy the properties they need, use their money to solve what they thought would be all of their problems. But clearly not every problem can be solved with Monopoly money. As they sit in this small suburban house in the suburbs of Chicago, outside of their usual element, hiding from the Second Inquisition. Silas takes his leave, and the rest of you rest for the evening before going on to whatever other activities you need to do the next night. And this is where we will take a break and return with the activities almost like the downtime activities of what each of the Lysanders will be doing during their time apart. So don't go anywhere, everybody. We will be back in just a bit. And actually, before we go, I want to give a little behind the screen of that ring, because I was looking in the Blood Sigils book, and I found a ring that this is my issue with being a storyteller. Like, my love language IRL is gift giving.
Yes.
And when I see things in the source books that I'm like, oh, this would be great for my player. This would be great. And I'm like just giving gifts away. And this, I'm like, it's all right. It'll be fine.
It's fine.
Oh, there goes my mic again.
Anyway. The mic is
Anyway,
falling today.
That's twice.
I was looking.
Oh,
Oh,
did she
we lost
break
you.
her mic?
it may have messed. Did you break your
Tracy,
mic?
I don't think she can hear us.
Tracy.
She dropped her mic and broke.
Hello? No.
No, oh, you
Oh,
just
no.
broke. All
I
right,
think
all right, let's go to break.
See you later.
See you in a
See you
bit.
after break.
We'll be
Come
back.
back.
She dropped her mic literally. Let's go fix it. Bye.
Mic drop.
Welcome back, everybody. I know that I abruptly was cut off because I dropped my mic again. I am very fidgety when I storytell, and I tend to like move my mic stand around a lot, and that like wiggles it and makes it fall sometimes. And so that is what happened, and I accidentally unplugged my mic when I did that. But we return, and I will share my little behind the screen story now that we're back about the ring that Adder got for Willow. I was browsing through Blood Sigils and the Blood Sigils source book, and I was looking at some of the artifacts, and there was a ring called an Adder Stone Ring. And I was like, it immediately caught my eye, obviously, because of the name. And I was reading it, and it actually is a ring that helps with obfuscation. And I was like, this is a great ring for Adder to give to Willow. So for anybody curious, it is an actual ring, and it's in the Blood Sigil source book. Wearing the ring transforms one failure into a success when rolling an obfuscate pool. So that's pretty good.
Ooh, so it's like a
that's
free.
nice.
Yeah, that's better than a willpower reroll.
There is a side effect with that as well. So when the wearer sometimes seems less visible, almost pale or faded when not using the discipline. So if Willow wears it for too long, they might look a little more.
If she hasn't
not there.
obfuscated in a long time.
Yes,
Got
yes, correct. So, oh shit! See, I keep doing this. I keep hitting my mic. Anyway, it's just a cool item that I found. I have a problem where I find cool things in the books, and I want to always give them to my players. But
It's so cute.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. So anyway, now we return. We return back to our coterie, and I believe we will start with Silas, as Silas was the first one to announce his departure from his siblings, and he had business to take care of at the Chantry. And Silas, you've been looking at your planner, looking at the calendar, marking the days since you performed your ritual. And perhaps the reason you wanted to leave so abruptly is because you knew tonight was the night.
Exactly.
Tonight's the night that the ritual you performed on that full moon. This is where that ritual should come to fruition. You're eager and anticipating the results. Did it work? Did it fail? This is the most in-depth project you have ever worked on. Anything and everything you've done in medical school does not compare to this. And so you
100%, yes.
You head to the Chantry, and things at the Chantry, despite all of the hubbub in the Camarilla about these hunters, things seem to be running as usual. The usual acolytes of the Tremere Chantry seem, for the most part, to their studies, unbothered by what goes on in the outside city of Chicago, knowing that they're quite well protected. However, perhaps not being too lax, as history always is a solemn reminder of what has happened to Tremere in the past when it comes to hunters. Nonetheless, you make your way in, you do your usual greetings, you head into your lab, and you see Simone there as usual.
Hello, Simone.
Hello, Silas. I knew you'd be here tonight.
Tonight's the night.
It is indeed. I see your calendar has been marked. I've been marking it for you the nights you're gone.
I appreciate it, thank you. Before we head over to the garden, any happenings around here as of late?
Not too much, honestly. Deucible has been busy. He's had a guest who's been here quite a few times. This woman, she has dark hair and dark eyes. I don't know if she's actually Tremere. She's kindred, but I don't know who she is or what her business is.
No, I've seen her as well.
Yes. I don't ask questions though. I just observe.
Smart.
I have been working on a new ritual that, well, actually, it was something Sunchi came to me about, and I have been kind of helping her out with it. I call it Le Sang de l'Amour.
Ooh, French.
Yes.
You like to dabble in the non-English titled rituals.
I mean, what better way to write a beautiful ritual than have it in something that isn't English?
That is fair. And what does this ritual do?
One moment as I pull it up because, let me see. I have the Blood Sigils book in. Man, this Blood Sigil book is the best. Truly, one of my favorite source books. Yes, it is in demiplane. I do have it. One moment. Blood sorcery rituals. This there must be somebody that Sunchi fancies, because this type of ritual, it brings two people together very close. Not in like the whole bloodbind kind of way, the blood marriage thing. Something that more so keeps them knowing if they're safe. Making sure that the person they care about the most is unharmed. So, I think it's actually quite sweet.
So it's not like a blood bond.
No.
It's more on the more magical than.
Yes. I hate to say it's almost like a tracker or something, but really it's more to just detect if the person you care about is in danger.
And Sunchi put you onto this.
Yeah. I've been working on it. I think she wants to use her blood in somebody else, somebody she cares about. And once we get those together and we have to do something, I've actually been reading a bit on different gods of love, like Aphrodite, Ishtar. I think that we have to say some sort of, sing some praises to them. That's part of the process, at least. So I'm kind of learning. I'm writing some things down. I'm almost there.
It sounds very interesting. And it does not need to be to Tremere, or?
No. As a matter of fact, is it kindred only? I'm not sure. I don't know what this actually says. It just says 2 lovers. I'm still working on that part. It might be able to work between like a mortal, but probably shouldn't mess with that. I know that's kind of masquerade breaching, so I'm not even going to touch that.
Not only masquerade breaching, but also blood magic and the living don't quite mix all that well.
Yes, I think we keep this between kindred for now.
But that's exciting.
Yes, so that's my latest that I'm working on. Once I get it working, I'll give you the notes.
I'd love to see it in action.
Well, that's enough talking about my rituals. Perhaps we can take a look at what you've been working on.
I have been waiting for this night for a whole month. It's really kept my mind off the shitty happenings
Yeah, sorry, I heard about what happened.
No,
And-
it's no need to apologize. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I guess we will.
Come on, let's go to the garden.
The two of you leave your lab and head toward the Viscera Garden. And you work past all of the flowers. Much more in bloom, even from this past month. Every time you visit this place, there's different flora. This time looking even more dense than the previous times. But nonetheless, you head to the back corner where that little grave was. The tombstone grave site where you place the components of your ritual, waiting for it to grow. Now it's time to dig it out.
Hand me the shovel, please, Simone.
She goes over to the tools, grabs the shovel, and hands it to you.
And I start digging.
You dig into the ground, pulling out the dirt, pulling up the dirt. And then you do it more gently. And this time, as you gently lower the shovel into the ground, you feel it hit something. You feel it hit flesh.
Oh. I think we're there. Get me the trowel.
Yeah, she grabs the trowel and you begin to pull more of it back gently. You see small, shriveled flesh inside the ground. And you see what looks like an arm begin to move.
Hey there. Can you hear me?
You don't hear a response.
All right.
But you...
Simone, grab its arms gently. I don't...
Me? You want me to grab him?
Just no. You grab one arm, I'll grab the other.
Okay.
All right. And on 3, we're going to just pull him out gently. I don't know how... Look, first test, first experiment. We have to be gentle with it. Try not to yank. If anything, we'll just dig around it.
Okay. All right, 1.
Yep.
2.
2.
3.
3.
The two of you gently pull the 2 arms, and from the ground, what you see, a runty, sullen, forgetful version of Silas Lysander Jr.
Wow.
You see it shriveled and hunched up, its back arching as it moves. And Silas, you stare into its eyes and you see your own eyes.
Look at that, Simone.
Oh my gosh. It's real. It's moving, and you see its arms stretch out, dirt all over it. It wipes the dirt slowly from its arms, understanding, looking at its hands.
Hello?
Shriveled.
Hello, Silas the Third. That is your name.
It looks up at you.
You are my creator.
Yes. I am your maker.
You did this.
I did.
Then I am eternally in your debt.
And it stands it stands up. And you look and you're able to get a full view. And when I say full view, it has no clothes on. Simone kind of awkwardly looks away. But it stands about 3.5 feet tall, 100 centimeters. But it looks like you, except perhaps more shriveled, sunken in, and not as much hair. Right now, little strings of hair.
And how do you feel?
I feel confused.
It's understandable.
It looks around and you see it kind of taking in the surroundings.
This is pretty.
It is.
Where we are.
Isn't it? Yes. It is pretty. This is where you were born. Sorry, I don't know if you were muted or it didn't come through.
Where is this? Where I was born.
We're in a city called Chicago. This is the Tremere Chantry. A safe spot for you.
You see it just also now observing its own flesh. And it begins to move its legs and move around a bit.
Oh, careful. Careful. Do you feel strong?
No. Not very strong, no.
But comfortable enough to walk?
Yes.
Would you like to walk with me? Then come on. And Silas will put out his hand. Up, you're muted. I don't know.
Oh.
Oh, there. Oh, sorry.
It's just, yeah.
Got it.
It just was cutting out a bit. It grabs your hand, and you walk with it, and like a toddler, it struggles to walk, but with your assistance, is able to have enough mobility to make its way around and move around with you.
So you can speak already. Interesting. Tell me, Silas III, can you read this book?
What kind of book do you...
He gives him just like a novel, like there's probably just just a normal book.
Okay.
No grimoire or a chantry manifest just yet.
Okay. does look at the book, and it takes it a minute, but it's able to pick out some words.
Okay. Okay, that's okay. We'll work on it. We should find you some clothes.
Clothes.
Yes,
Yes.
this stuff. Simone, do we have, I don't know, we probably don't have clothes for a child, but a robe or some sort of...
I might be able to find something. I can at least get a towel for now.
That would be great. Yes, thank you.
And Simone goes to the front of the garden and grabs like some towels and hands them to you. And I'll go look for some supplies. This is really fascinating. Do you think you should tell Deucible about this?
In time,
it's a sanctioned
yes.
thing.
Yes,
but
it's a sanctioned thing, but I don't want to push him too much.
Okay.
So, what's your name?
Silas the Third.
Good job, yes, Silas the Third. Now, reading might be a little hard, but this is a pen. Can you think you can control this and write with it?
You see it grab like a spear.
Oh no, not like that. Much more easy. So put it between your fingers, like you're pinching it like this. There we go, and kind of rest it in between. And then just drag it across the paper. And you see the ink going down? Yeah, that's called writing.
And you see him draw circles and squiggles. But then you see he adapts rather quickly as he looks at
Did we lose May?
we lost Val.
No, sorry, I'm just going to turn on my air.
Sorry.
You see it look at the letters on the page and begin to mimic those.
Very good, Silas. Good job. I'm interested. Is there something you want to do? Anything that is calling out to you? Anything? Describe what you're feeling.
I want to learn.
Oh, well, this is the place for that. We will learn so much together. Do you have an area that you want to focus on? Anything? Writing, reading, maybe what you are?
What I am.
Yes, it's important. You are what's known as a homunculus.
And he just looks at it himself, and then he puts his hand on you.
Like you?
No, I am what is known as a kindred. You may encounter some words similar to vampire in your future teachings. But those words, do not use them in conversation.
What can I do to help you, my creator?
We'll start off small. After we make introductions, we will choose a topic together. And we will find books on that topic in the vast libraries here, and that's how you will learn. You will read these books here. And I understand that it may be difficult now, but look, you're already mimicking the letters on this page, so I have no doubt in my mind that very soon you'll be able to read at a very educated level.
It nods at what you're telling it.
But for now, you will stay here in the Chantry. And I will get you some clothes so you are not without them. And you will help me here, learning, studying, and with other rituals. Maybe sometime when it's safer and you have developed a little bit more, we can leave. How does that sound?
Yes.
There is a lot to see out there. That didn't come through, I'm sorry. It's not picking it up. Oh, now you're muted. There we go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
just must-
it's something
yeah.
with like the picking it up.
That's it. He just repeats what you say.
Got it.
Lot to see.
Lots to see, yes. But until then, let's go meet some other people like myself. They've all been waiting to see you. Are you comfortable walking?
It nods.
It's going to be a very good night, Silas.
It begins to walk down the hallway. You see it kind of gripping the wall to gather its footing, but it's able to walk for the most part without your assistance. Where would you like to take Silas the Third?
He would like to, let's bring him to Deucible.
You walk down the hallway to the office of Regent Abraham Deucible, knock on the door, and he lets you in, and you see actually Simone is already there. As he looks and enters the room, and he looks down and sees the homunculus beside you, Silas, and you see him just a gentle clap with his hands.
Thank you, Regent.
Well done. I can't believe you did it, Silas. This doesn't always work on the first try.
You've done this before, or seen it.
Well, I haven't seen one of these creatures in many, many, many years, even before my time in Chicago. You know, traditionally, these creatures are used as apology gifts from the old guard Tremere. You know, if a Tremere messed up and you wanted to apologize and maybe give a gift, you create a homunculus to give to somebody you're trying to make up with, and they're little personal servants to help with menial tasks. It's a great gift. Do you have anybody you're planning to give it to?
No, this is a gift for myself.
Ah. Interesting.
I mean,
Well,
he is at the use of the chantry as a whole, as am I. So benefiting myself will benefit the chantry as a whole.
Well, I must say, it'll be quite useful to have around the chantry, and do be warned, I'm sure some of the other Tremere might be a bit jealous that you were able to work on something and get something so quickly. Hopefully they don't think that I'm showing favoritism.
And I wouldn't want that at all. I did have one question, though. As this is all new, and I know this was sanctioned by you, what is the legality inside the Camarilla?
I can tell you Prince Jackson would not be thrilled to see this thing crawling around the streets of Chicago, as we can all tell it's quite a masquerade breach.
Yes. I'm just worried that if word does get out, I do know that things like blood bonds and obviously embracing require the permission. While this is not a blood bond nor an embrace, with the tensions over the past month, the last thing I want is to lose my head, so to speak. I quite like the unlife.
I think as long as you keep this creature behind closed doors, the chantry walls, you should be fine. If word does spread, no, I don't think it would be a blood hunt or final death for creating a homunculus. But it could be if it's spotted outside of the walls. The experiments we do in the chantry are at least allowed when kept in the chantry.
Of course. Well, if you need anything, please feel free to let me know. I see Simone has already arrived.
Yes, Deuceable pulled me in, and I might have preemptively shared the news. But I knew you were going to bring the little guy down here anytime soon, so...
I just wanted to make sure he was adequate before showing him off. Last thing I would want for him is to, not work in front of you, essentially.
And you see Deuceable walk toward the creature, toward the homunculus, and he walks with his cane and bends down, holding his cane at the little creature, the 3-foot creature, and he says, "My name is Deuceable." The creature repeats the name. He extends a hand, and the creature grabs his hand. "I think you will find your time here quite agreeable. And what is your name?" And the creature replies,
Silas the Third.
and a spitting image of your creator, I would say. He chuckles at that. "Let's get you some clothes."
Yes, that was my next stop.
"Don't worry, I think I have something. My sire, well, he was about to say something, but he holds his tongue. And you see him go in he has like an armoire in his office and pulls out some clothes and gives them to the homunculus. And the homunculus just dresses itself there in the room with you all. And it takes it a minute to like figure out the pants and the shirt, but it's able to quickly pick up and begin to dress itself.
And when people give
Yes.
us gifts, Silas, we say thank you.
Thank you, Deuceable. And you see Deuceable crack a
It's still
smile.
on.
Oh, oops.
I want the oh oops in
Yeah.
that voice.
Hold on, I'm clipping it. Don't worry.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
You see Deuceable crack a smile, and these creatures also tend to pick up, adapt quite quickly. They won't quite be as adept as you, of course, but it is your creation from your parts in some way. So it probably will pick up on your intelligence, some of your other adept skills, but it won't quite be to the level that you have. But it will be intelligent. It will be able to read, write, and function just like any other.
I could do my own tests, but since I am here, does he eat? Does he sleep? How much of a human is it? I know. I'm just RPing.
You probably know better than me. Does it eat and sleep then? I don't think
it does not, and it can go out in the sun.
it can go out. That I did know. It can go out in the
Yes.
sun. But then he would tell you, Silas, that no, it doesn't need to eat and sleep and perform any other bodily functions. But it does have one advantage that we don't have. It can go out in the daylight.
That can be helpful. But all in due time.
Of course. Well, I know that you have been laying low, like the rest of us, and you're always in and out of the chantry anyway. Know that your little creature will be kept in good hands here at the chantry. Simone? Yes, perhaps Simone can look after little Silas III while you're gone.
Would you be comfortable with that, Simone? I don't want to put anything on you that you don't want.
No, Inducible interrupts. She will. And Simone is like, no, that's fine. I don't mind. This is fascinating to me too. I will take notes. I will make sure he's learning and not getting into anything that he shouldn't be getting into. And I will have a full report for the next time you're back.
No need to. No report. Just keep an eye on him.
Okay. That's fine. I'll do that.
Did you hear that, Silas? You're gonna stay with Simone for a while, but I'll be back. If she needs help.
Simone.
Yes, that is Simone. My apologies. That's Simone. Yes. You help her what she asks for, okay?
It nods. Well, I guess it's just you and me, Silas III. Let me show you the lab. And she grabs its hand
And
to
Simone,
walk it out. Yes.
I didn't forget about our Silencia Mortis date.
Yes.
Things just came up, but once everything calms down,
Of course. I totally understand.
and let me know if you need anything.
Thanks, Silas.
Have a good evening.
And you watch Simone walk down the hallway of the Tremere Chantry with your successful creation. The small, shriveled quarter weight duplicate of yourself. It was a success. You successfully created a Hemonculus here in Chicago, in the Tremere Chantry. And we will fade from the Chantry, and we will cut to Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Willow, you have been laying low for the evening, but you have thought about tapping into the Malkavian network, the Cobweb, to see if there's anything you hear from the web about the recent happenings, about what's been going on. Perhaps any answers from your fellow Malkavians.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like for you to just roll me one moment as I what was actually I'm just gonna have you roll me a wits and aspects.
Alrighty. What's in aspects? 3 successes.
3 successes. And is when you tap into the Cobweb, is there something specifically you're looking to hear? Any particular topics, or are you just kind of wanting to get a general vibe?
I also want to point out one of my little guys is red and has fangs on it. I don't know what that means.
Yes, and
What I wanted to tell.
That's a messy crit.
Or no,
For me.
the little guys with fangs.
That's a 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He read and he got a fang.
But only if she gets 2 of them. So is there another? No, 3 successes wouldn't be a crit.
Yeah, no, it's just one. I just
yeah.
was curious what the
Yeah.
little fangs
Nope.
meant.
Only if you get 2 10s would it be a crit, and then potentially a messy crit.
Okay.
I thought it was 1 or more 10s.
The only way you can get a crit is 2 10s.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 3. I got 3.
Yeah. And plus, if it was a crit, like 3 successes would not be a crit. It would be like 5 successes, or
That's
like
fair. Yeah.
yeah, like
Sorry,
7
makes sense.
successes.
The
Yeah.
wiki is wrong then.
Really?
Yeah. It says a
makes
critical
sense.
win in which 1 or more 10s appear on a hunger die as a messy crit.
So they're assuming you already know that the only way you can get a crit in VTM is 2 10s. So they're assuming you already know. So like you just need one of those 10s to be on the hunger dice, basically.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So bad
Yeah.
word.
Yes. Okay, so back to the question of, is there anything specific you're looking for when tapping in?
He mentioned he was tearing it up out there. Is there news of any deaths? Is there news of any kindred that are being harmed currently? Is that specific enough? Should I go further?
That is good. So you think about kindred, and you think about if there's anything that has happened, and you begin to hear them. The whispers. They speak to you quietly. Danger. Danger. They're nearby. The subway. They grabbed me. They staked me. They have me. It's done. I'm gone. I am dust. It's all over. Death. The church. They brought me there. Death. Death at the church. I'm gone. We're gone. They're all gone. Everybody is gone.
Can I focus in on the church? Can I follow that whisper, as it were?
That, yes. I would have... Roll me another.
Okay.
Roll me another...
Same
Wits,
roll?
yeah, actually, resolve and aspects for this.
Okay. Three successes again.
3 successes. You focus on the words that they said. You try to keep those words and that vision in your mind. You see a church. It's small. It has a sign on the front, but you can't make out the words.
Can I make out the architecture?
You see a red door on the front. And it sits near a statue of an angel.
How is the angel positioned?
Its arms outstretched. You see a sign on a plaque underneath, but you can't make out what the plaque says. And as you try to dig deeper, the whispers, they just overtake you. No, turn back. Don't go. Don't go. Take over you. When you see that angel, when you see the church, it sparks a similar fear to when you saw that fire, that eternal damnation. It quells in you again, and you can't quite look any deeper at it. You have to turn away.
She'll pull out
it's too
immediately.
much. Yeah,
It's an immediate.
you feel shaken from that. But you kind of just take a moment to regain your composure. But the fear still lingers in you. You feel shaken from that experience. And for a second, you heard somebody speak to you, and then they said they were dead. Like somebody was taken and killed. And it just kind of sits in you and lingers.
I note all this down, and I immediately draw out the door and the angel and any visuals that I can recall. Kind of in a very, like a hazy-like state. Feverish, almost.
You sketch it out as best as you can, and while your memory's still fresh, you're able to draw from your memory and draw the church and statue.
And she won't hold on to this until they next meet. She won't do anything with this yet. Not alone, at least. Not safe to.
And we fade from Willow as she sticks with this portrait in front of her, shaken. And fade into Val. Val, you received word from your sire, Annabelle. She has remained at the Succubus Club these nights, and the Succubus Club is still functioning. It's still running. You know that this club is one of the most prestigious kindred clubs in Chicago and is very well protected. So despite the threat of hunters in the city, this place remains safe. Not every kindred bar in an area they call the Rack, many of those kindred bars have become a bit quieter in these nights, but the Succubus Club still thrives. And you make your way into the club. The lights, the dancing, the drinks, it all remains there, but you don't have time for that this evening. You make your way up the stairs to the private rooms, and you walk past and you peer into Thea's room to see if she's there, and she is not. Another night remains unknown where she might be. You walk down the hall to the very end where you know Annabelle has her office. You knock on the door, and you see her there, your sire. She greets you, gives you a kiss on the cheek, and welcomes you in.
It's good to be back.
Yes, I'm glad you're doing okay and you are safe. How has everything been?
I'm only going slightly insane, but otherwise fine. My siblings are all fine, and I don't really care that much beyond that.
Yeah, I feel that. From what I hear from Jackson, I think things will go back to some sort of normalcy soon. I think they have a lead on these hunters or whatever, and they're gonna try to figure it out. I don't know. I just know that everybody else is also getting a little stir crazy, paranoid, not doing well. So I have a feeling this is gonna get solved pretty soon.
Did they tell you anything else about that lead?
No. No, I don't know much, unfortunately.
That's okay. I just hope you're right about it being done soon. Speaking of people being okay, have you seen Thea around the club or anywhere? I haven't seen her really in the last...
No, I haven't. I'm a bit concerned about that too. She, from what I hear, hasn't even been at her own club. I worry something might have happened to her. I don't want it to think the worst. I don't want to think that they got to her or something. But I am concerned.
I mean, she's our client. Can't we follow up on that? That seems kind of serious.
Yeah, I have asked, but I can't pretend to know where a ministry would keep themselves. I don't even know where Thea sleeps during the day. She's like, could practically be a Ravnos. I feel like she moves around all the time, and I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, and yeah, we're looking into it, but it's not like we have a tracker on her or something.
All right, well, let me know if you hear anything. As much as I'd love info on either of those things, you said that you had some other information, important information. Is really ominous, actually.
You see her take a seat, and she has a goblet of wine in front of her. She gently moves the wine or vitae, whatever it might be, in her glass and looks at it for a moment. She actually drinks and then grabs a cigarette. And she passes the pack down to you.
Okay. I will do it.
Okay. If you would like to blush of life so that you're able to have a cigarette.
Mm-hmm. Wait. It's rouse check, yeah?
Yes.
I got a success.
Okay, so you don't get hungrier. You see her breathe in and out air in her lungs, so clearly she also... Actually, I realize Annabelle might not be able to do this because she's very old, but... Sometimes when you get real old as kindred, you can't do all the human things anymore. But she at least looks like she's doing it. And you join her as well. I did want to talk to you about some stuff with your family. I first want to apologize, Val. I feel like I haven't always been honest with you about how close I am with your family. I've been in Chicago for a very long time, longer than Jackson, longer than most of his court. I say most, not all. But I've been here longer than a lot of the kindred I see at Elysium each time I go, and I've known your family for some time, specifically your uncle, Jacques. He and I have always had a close acquaintance, which is always quite interesting, a Toreador and a Nosferatu. But we actually were a good pair. He had lots of information, and I was always in the social circles. We exchanged that type of information. And grew a lot of trust in him. He trusted me. Both of us are very old, elder kindred, and he told me about some of the things regarding your family. I know that you have a very important lineage that dates back a very long time. As a matter of fact, many people know it's in your name, and it is your blood. Jacques and I had been corresponding for some time about that, and I know that he left the city to take care of matters with your family and this lineage that you have. And we had been talking and sending letters to each other about what has been happening. Except I stopped getting letters from him. I also took time to keep him updated on what was happening with you all, letting him know that everybody's safe, no harm would come to his family. And I knew that was the most important thing for him, was keeping the family safe. And to that end, I think he would do anything to keep you all safe. And I don't know what he did. But I worry. I worry whatever family business he was taking care of, it could have taken him. When kindred get really old, sometimes they get what's called the beckoning. They get called to want to go back to our roots in some ways, where it all started for us. And it's an urge that we feel the older we get, and sometimes we can't control that urge. We can't stave it off. It just takes control, and we just have to leave. And part of me thought maybe that was it. Maybe that urge finally came for him, and he had to answer the call. He was getting to that age where that starts to happen, but I'm not sure if it's that or if it's whatever your family is keeping.
He didn't tell you. Do you know where it is?
I don't know where it is, but I don't think it's in the city of Chicago.
Does my father know all of this? Surely he must have been in correspondence with Jacques as well.
Yes, your father is aware.
And yet he does nothing? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Who am I kidding?
I don't know if there's much he can do at this point. I don't know if your family was planning to move things into the city and something went wrong. But I do wonder if it's something that we should investigate.
And by we, you mean me, right?
I don't think it would be wise for me to travel out of the city. But Val, I think you've traveled already. You know that your family has sent you away in the past. Perhaps
So
it's time to visit your actual roots in Greece.
Greece?
Yes.
What am I supposed to go off of? Are we even allowed to leave right now? I thought everything was on lockdown. Low key.
I actually think leaving the city might even be a safe option. Of course, there are hunters everywhere, but the ones that attacked you, they seem to be operating out of Chicago.
I guess I wouldn't mind, for once, getting out of here. Can I bring my family, or... I mean, wouldn't it be safer for all of us to leave then? Especially if we're the target of this whatever insanity is going on right now?
You could, yes. It might be worth your whole family, at least your siblings, learning. I know your father, I'm not as close with him as I am with Jacques, or was with Jacques. I don't know. But your father, I know he's kept a lot of this from you. I think I can't pretend to know what he's planning, but I don't think he's keeping it from you to harm you. think he's trying to protect you until the time is right. I don't know.
Yeah, well, what's that saying? Impact over intention or whatever.
Yeah, I won't defend him. But I suppose it's up to you if you want to bring your siblings along, or anybody really.
All right. What else do I have to do? I'll look into it.
It might at least give you some answers that you might be looking for.
Yeah, well, every time I get an answer, I get a dozen more questions with it, so I'm not sure that's the best thing, but worth a shot, right?
I think so.
And then I guess Val stand up, do their same little faux social goodbye, the little mwah mwah kiss on the cheek. And as she's leaving, I think she just has this one doubt in her mind because she just wants to be picked and loved. So as she's going to leave, she'll ask, "Is that why you chose me? Because of my name?"
Technically, your father's the one who chose me to sire you. But I am glad that he did.
Yeah. And she'll turn and go.
You exit her office back into the lights of the club, feeling frustrated and fed up with all of this family lineage, the kindred politics, everything. It's exhausting, it's overwhelming, and it's not something you ever signed up to be a part of, but somehow you've gotten entangled in it. The time away, it was nice, but being back, it comes with its own pain and questions. Val, you exit the club, and we fade to black and fade in to Dorian. Dorian, you also are spending your time laying low, but you take an evening to check in on your family. You've been corresponding with them, and your wife, she heard about the attack. She tries to check on you regularly, but you explain to her that you can't text and call the way you once maybe could have, at least for a little bit, on the company phone. You can't even do that anymore. You did resort to sending a few letters here and there back to each other. It's archaic. She sends you cards signed by your kids. Little cute cards with flowers on the front or animals, and they send you drawings and sketches that they've done in their coloring books. But it's been quiet for quite a few nights, and you decide to spend a night just checking in on her. And you head to Naperville, where she has been spending time still. Despite some reconciliation that the two of you had, she's still staying with her family in Naperville. And you stop by, check in on her, and she lets you know that everything's okay. But much like maybe your sister, Val, she's also getting antsy and tense about everything. The stuff that you told her it still weighs on her mind. And she wants some sort of action. She just tells you, I want to do something. We should, like, not sit here. We should act. I know we're trying to lay low from everything that happened, but I just feel like we should do something.
I know how you feel. I wish there was more we could do. Hey, nobody's been around, right?
No, it's been quiet. The kids are adjusting to the new private school here, and my family's been helping take care of them, and everything's been okay.
Okay. And this would be, this is probably a common conversation every time Dorian comes home. He's asking, did anybody stop by? Have you been talking to anybody? Have you noticed anything?
Actually, there was one thing that I got, a letter in the mail. It was a offer from Bartlett and Zenith. They offered some additional protection based on the current predicament. I assume that means if I saw this normally, I would be like, what does this mean? But I assume they know of things.
And Dorian would motion to the guard that are probably outside this room and, out the window, the black SUV full of other hired military people that he has, or ex-military that are watching this location. I think we've got security handled, but I'll take this if you don't mind.
Sure. And she hands you the letter with the letterhead of Bartlett and Zenith and the envelope that it was in.
Have you thought any more about what we talked about?
I mean, I think about it every night. And I think about if it's even real. But then I remember what I saw, and it was real. It wasn't fake. So, yeah, I think about it all the time, and I just wonder what it means for the city. Who have I met that has been like that? It's hard not to think about, really. I just wish there was more I could know or more I could do to help.
I feel the same way most of the time. They don't really put you through schooling for this.
Yeah. I have to remind myself of that too, that you probably are just as lost.
We're gonna find out how to make this work. I have a plan. I shouldn't share it with you. But I have a plan.
Do you know when this plan will come to fruition?
I don't think it can wait too much longer.
Okay.
But I think you and the kids should probably be prepared to leave. Just in case. I don't want to scare you.
Leave where? Like, leave the state? Leave the country?
the city. I'll arrange for things, but you need to be prepared.
Okay. I'll be ready.
And he's gonna reach out and hold her hand. And he's not really looking at her. He's looking down. It's more for him. He's squeezing her hand. We're gonna figure it out.
I trust you, Dorian. She says that, and that's the first time you've heard her say something like that in a very, very long time.
That's good. I'm not gonna let you down.
I know.
And I think Dorian's gonna go check on the kids.
You do, and you see all 4 of your kids. They are winding down for the evening, and they look bigger every time you see them. Just a little bit bigger, a little bit more grown into their clothes, wearing new clothes that you've never even seen before. You spend some time with them. You spend... Go ahead.
He'll have brought home toys like he usually does, you know. He's got a little Star Wars action figure for little Anakin. and assorted other toys.
Just the Star Wars toy for Annie.
There's always a lightsaber or something in the mix.
You add that to the collection of Star Wars toys that they already have, and you see in their little bin of toys quite an array and a whole selection. And you spend some time playing with them. You spend the evening, at least the next hour or 2 before it's time for them to be tucked in, and you tuck them into bed. You say goodnight to...
So little time with them now.
Yes. Hopefully soon it won't be like that. Your wife says across the room, looking in the door after you tuck them in.
Right. And he looks away, knowing that, you know, it's not really going to get much better. You know, they live during the day.
She goes to grab your hand, your wife, and you watch your kids sleep. And you do think about that. That you see them for the few hours before they go to bed. And it does weigh on you. It doesn't get easier every time you see them. There's 4 of them now. You feel like you've barely spent time with the twins. But you have a plan. And hopefully that all will change. One day soon. As we fade. And our last scene of the evening, I would like to reconvene our kindred, as they've spent a night on their own. And I forgot to make you all rouse check for another night. So let's just have a rouse check in here before we reconvene. Just for old time's sake. As we did have a night spent.
A success.
One
away.
success.
Okay, you don't get hungrier.
I'm hungry.
I have succeeded as well.
Okay, so only Val gets hungrier. And in
I'm
your own,
stressed.
in your
Although
own.
I am pretty hungry in general.
Well, that may be perhaps a feeding time is in order soon. But as you all gather for the evening, Val, you see your sister Val more irritated and frustrated than normal. Like, the Monopoly game was one thing, and you definitely saw her frustrated there. But this is a different frustration and stress that you see on her face.
I'm leaving. Chicago.
What?
Just like that.
Yeah.
Again?
Are you that stir crazy
Yeah.
that this is unimaginably unhappy for you?
It's not for fun, Silas. At least not mostly, anyways. Uncle Jacques was there, and now he's not. Or at least not anywhere anyone can find, so...
At the Succubus Club.
No. In Greece. I
Greece?
talked to...
In Greece.
You're going to
Yes.
Greece?
Yes. Oh, oops. I didn't
Okay.
say that yet, did I? Yeah, I'm going to Greece. He was in correspondence with Annabelle. They've been talking. She didn't know all the details, of course, whoever does around here, but he disappeared. And she thinks it had something to do with the... Well, she knows about the ancient vampire, so I would hope that would tell you that she at least must be somewhat trusted by our family. Anyways, I wanted to tell you guys because I am not just being sent away by myself. I mean, I am, but like, if anybody wants to come with me, I'd love for you to come with me. It's probably safer, anyways, to get out of this place. There's hunters everywhere, but not the ones that are looking to kill us. It might be a little harder to kill us from over there. So
Greece trip?
there's. Oh my gosh! Wait, has Willow ever been there?
We
don't
must
know.
We could have been there on
we must have
vacation and stuff,
vacationed
but
as a family.
I definitely
when we were
traveled there for
younger.
work and stuff. Either way, as an
No,
adult,
we're Grecian.
if you haven't been super recently, you would the art, Willow, you would love it. Just even in the architecture, all of it. But I don't want to take. I know everybody's got their things going on here, so I just wanted to let you guys know this time since I was actually allowed the chance to. So
Is
What are you
this just teeing up an Ancestral Blood beach episode?
Oh,
In
Greece?
And Greece?
Oh my god, a Grecian beach
Okay.
episode?
no
Yeah.
no pressure, but
It's also
Well,
a
how long,
musical.
Mamma Mia, hello?
yeah, it's Mamma Mia.
Gimme
Yeah.
a man after midnight. That's you guys feeding.
the fact that we have to go to Greece and then we can only be out at night is so depressing, and we're not going to get into that, but it's fine. I just
So you want us to
Well,
come to Greece
how
with
long
you?
is this?
I don't know, however long we need. It's not like we're on a time limit, are we?
I have kids.
I have a job and responsibilities.
I have to wait for Machiavelli to come back.
Well, I
Actually,
mean, how
probably
long
should
does
wait for that.
Machiavelli not going to be back by like tomorrow?
I don't
Has he been
know.
gone this whole time? Or I guess it's only been a
yeah,
couple days.
he's been gone.
He was
Few
gone
days.
for the night. Yeah.
He had to go find
End of
Monty
the- Yeah.
and then
for the
come
day.
back.
I mean,
Yeah.
that is quite the walk.
Mhm.
He runs pretty fast, but he's got to find Monty first.
And he's got a letter in his mouth.
And
Yeah.
he can't do that in the next day or two?
I don't probably. I'm down to go, but I got to wait for him to come home.
You know what? Fuck it, I'll go. If I gotta come back early, I'll just go early.
Yeah, you can just take the jet. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Just
Maybe
take the jet.
we shouldn't take the private jet when there is a target painted on us.
You guys are flying economy. No.
First class.
First class.
So we're gonna
I mean, we can
Or
take a
we can
different
borrow
private
someone
jet.
else's jet.
Yeah.
We know people with jets. It doesn't have to be our jet.
Could
You
be
can
someone
rent
else's.
a jet. We can,
How
we
many
can
times
just
have
make
we
sure.
loaned out the jet to our friends?
You know, there's actually like a service, yeah, like where they just have jets that normal people can take.
Oh yeah, it's like Uber, but like with
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an
We're
Uber.
really rich, Silas.
which is why you also don't need to go to your job every day. Come on.
Dude.
I like my job.
Do you even take home a paycheck anymore?
I do.
Interesting. What is that? Your like vacation fund or something?
I get paid very well by the city of Chicago.
I know.
Doctor
That's why I said
money.
that's why I said vacation fund.
I like going to work. I like helping people still.
And of course, you still have,
And
you know, your trust fund.
Silas,
Like we
you're
all
working-
do. All
you're
right.
work-
Am I?
You're working for the American healthcare system. How much are you really helping people?
It's true.
Wow. Oh man. Oh man. She really got you. Honestly.
Make your jokes. Make your jests.
So you're not coming?
No grease, huh?
Silas.
Are you two going to Greece?
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
going to Greece.
Yes,
Yeah, as
ST.
soon as Machiavelli comes back.
Yeah.
Silas, you know that when you travel as your kindred, you generally still will take like red eyes.
Yep.
But you can't take a direct flight from Chicago to Greece without the sun coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, normally the flight path when traveling there's usually a stopover, or you know of these things from hearing from your family and your uncle traveling and your father traveling.
I've already been to Europe since we changed too.
And Val also, that
I smell what you're cooking.
there's usually a stopover in New York.
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
There.
Yes.
Funny.
I mean, I think I can take a couple more days off, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting.
change of heart.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you'll have fun in Greece?
I mean, the birthplace of medicine. I mean, all the
Yeah.
history.
Our family?
And your family bloodline.
Yeah, you three, yeah,
Us?
of course.
The
yes.
birth of us.
When do we leave?
Let Machiavelli get home.
Machiavelli a day.
As soon
should
as
be
he
back
flies
soon,
back
I'm
in
sure.
through that
Yeah,
door.
he can't be apart from Willow that long. We'll get the travel. We'll pack. We'll get the travel arrangements sorted, and surely that'll be enough time.
Yeah, as soon as he gets back, I'll let you know, and then we can go.
You
Okay.
just tell your assistant.
Oh, did I lose it?
Oh,
Did I lose?
No.
What?
No.
I think
Okay.
did we hiccup? I think we.
I think we hiccuped up for.
I
hiccuped
think,
for a second.
and
Yeah.
also we all just kind of stared blankly.
Yeah.
we all just paused at the same time.
We also just paused at the same time.
I said just tell your assistant.
Yeah,
That was the last thing I
it
said.
blipped for a second, which caused me
Oh,
to
yeah.
freeze and stare at
Okay.
OBS, and then
Oh.
everyone else
And we're all
froze,
like,
and then I was like,
yes.
"Am I?
We
am I
all just
frozen?"
went.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Make sure you plan the right flights, please.
I'll get a different plane. Don't worry.
And
I know how to travel.
don't tell Adder. Don't tell anyone. We have to keep this on the down low.
Well, let's
we
see what Adder says if Machiavelli comes back with something.
Fine.
Yeah.
But he's not coming on this trip.
Why not?
This is Lysander business.
Well, he could be one someday.
Mm.
She holds up her ring.
Jeez.
teasingly. Sticks out her tongue.
That would be like Willow to have eternal life and then get married within a couple of months.
Yeah.
That feels like a very Willow.
She
move.
almost like her in the prequel. Her human boyfriend proposed to her.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
Oh, no,
did
Dorian said
sign
that
the
out loud
letter
to Willow.
eternally. He signed the letter eternally yours.
I can sign a letter eternally yours. It doesn't mean it's true.
Well, that's because you're a liar.
I am.
Everything we do is
I am a
eternal, isn't it?
terrible liar, Willow.
Well,
That's
maybe you've just never been in love. You don't get it.
It is a family thing, right? I mean, let's see
I
what he
guess
says.
it's fine. It's
Let's
it's
see
fine.
what he says. What he says is important. We are waiting for this information that hopefully will help us as well. But it'll be nice, right? Just the four of us.
And dangerous.
Oh, please.
It's not gonna be that dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
It's just Greece.
Uncle Jacques is out there somewhere.
It's just. Jesus.
He's probably like lost in a sewer somewhere or something.
He's
know,
eating
maybe
some
before we
olives.
leave,
Do you think kindred and hunters and Garu are only in the state of Illinois?
I mean, I haven't seen any in Europe, so
maybe we could do a little clandestine research as to who's out there. I mean, at the Chantry, maybe.
yeah. Surely you must have medicine people out there, right?
You know.
Maybe. You guys act like. Never mind.
Well, I know some really cool clubs, so
Fine. Once Machiavelli gets back. I mean, obviously we should meet here every night before we continue, just to make sure we're all safe.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. When he gets back, we'll leave the day after.
okay.
Okay.
Great.
So a plan is set, and you all pack your bags to get ready to travel out of the country for a short trip.
First time as kindred. Well,
First time as
for us
kindred.
three, not for Val.
For you guys.
Yeah.
But before that happens, the last thing, you all receive a summons from your father. And
To see us?
that will be potentially for next week. We will see what your father has to say.
Aww.
But depending on if you guys tell him you're taking a little trip or not, that remains to be seen. We'll find out next week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Thanks for bearing through the random tech difficulties that happened.
Yeah, that
and
little hiccup, yeah.
The hiccup and the mic dropping and all of the things. But yes, thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will be back next week for another episode of Ancestral Blood. And
Greece.
in Greece.
In Greece.
Not in Chicago. I got to change the background. We got to get a
Ancestral
Greek
Blood
background.
Greece.
Yeah, I gotta get like
Scene
a
in
like,
Greece.
Definitely
like
as each
a
episode.
Santorini at night background.
Yeah, we gotta update our assets for a little Greek special. As the Lysanders hopefully learn more about their family lineage right from the source. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Wayward.
much. Thanks, Wayward. We will see you on Tuesday for Blades in the Dark, and then, of course, again on Friday for Ancestral Blood. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night. See you next
Bye.
week.